the federal government seeks to halt the first U.S. reparations program for black people. What is going on? In this picture that you see here, this is Robin Simmons. Now, I met Robin Simmons. Robin Simmons is a nice sister. She's nice. However, before I say that, let me give the backstory, okay? Robin Simmons was the one who initiated a program in the city of Evanston, Illinois. That is close to the city of Chicago, is actually not connected to the city of Chicago. And the reparations program was originally just to give like a home repair grant to eligible black residents in the city because of the historic discrimination in the city, the racial discrimination in the city of Evanston. All right. Keyword black. It's not lineage based. All right. After that, a lot of people were complaining, saying that how are you going to call something reparations if you're restricting on what the reparations can be used for? If you're just saying that this is for is not enough to even buy a house or to put a down payment on the house or anything. This is just for pretty much home investment and home repair. It was only about $20,000 to $25,000, depending on if you qualify for it. So a lot of people are saying, well, what if I wanted to start a business or do anything else? How are you going to call something reparations if you're going to limit what the quote unquote, reparations can be used for? So then it changed. It changed to cash payments. So there was a $25,000 or up to $25,000 cash payment option. Oh, okay. So they included that option in there, and they were going to give that to the eligible black residents. Okay. Now, Evanston, Illinois there have been a lot of foundational black Americans who've always lived there, but it's not like no Chicago. It's not like something black folk has always been there with, right? So then, because it was black, and this is something that we've reported before, because of that, and it was going under the guise of race. Now, what's interesting is that Robin Simmons has shown that she leans onto the Pan-African side of things, where she doesn't want to do anything just for one lineage of people. She wants to do something for the whole diaspora. And with that, now you have people such as, I don't know why his name didn't come to me, such as Edward Bloom. I don't know why his name didn't come to me. Such as Edward Bloom, who is notoriously known for creating artificial lawsuits if he feels like that's going to help black people. You don't know of Edward Bloom creating lawsuits and whole movements for anybody else's anything. You got a whole bunch of other people getting specific policies, legislations, protections, tangibles, resources, opportunities, and you don't see Edward Bloom really pushing back against that. The second he can push back against something that he feels like is going to help black people, he's going to be pushing back against that. And his main avenue to do this is by using the Constitution and challenging constitutionality of certain things. So in the Constitution, it states that you cannot create a policy or law that is specific to one race of people or excludes a race of people. Okay, so it can't be specifically racial, nor can it be exclusionary to other races of people. All right, that's what the Constitution says. So Edward Bloom and other people like him, it's not just him, but other people like him are saying, well, if this reparations goes to black people and under the Constitution, it prohibits you from doing things specifically to black people because you're not doing it for black and anybody else. You're just doing it for black people. So technically speaking, this is unconstitutional. So because of that, they have challenged that. And they went to the Supreme Court about it with an attempt to halt and, if not entirely, shut the whole program down. Now, this is something that we've been warning about ever since they started it. Okay? I've been ringing a bell ever since they started this. And this is why we're saying things need to be lineage based. Okay? Things need to be that way. Anything else y'all doing, they're going to come back and they're going to say, well, technically what you're doing is going to be racially exclusionary. You're going to exclude other races. This is specific to any old type of race of people. So the Constitution doesn't allow it. You got to take that away. You got to stop doing that. You can't do it. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I'm not no fan of Edward Bloom in any shape, form, or fashion at all, period. He's scum, honestly. However, we got to understand, if this is the tactic he is known for using, why do we keep falling for the same thing? Okay? Why do y'all keep allowing, y'all not adapting? And the problem is, I'm going to submit to you two theories. Okay? Number one, more than likely, let's say they're good-hearted. More than likely, they already know if they start off doing something that is lineage based, that is based off of ethnicity, which is constitutional and does have legal precedent. If you start that off, you can't stop it. Are you following me? If you start off doing things specifically for foundational Black Americans, making lineage policies, legislation, protections, and things like that specifically for our ethnic group, then you're not going to be able to later on. Now we are doing racial things now. No, if you start that, it's going to be that way going forward. So that's why they don't want to start that. They keep trying to find a way to keep making things racially based, so that way other immigrants and foreigners can benefit as well too. Because if you do something lineage based, then that means you have to close the door to other foreigners and immigrants who can also racially classify as Black as well. That's number one. Number two, a lot of these people already know that it's going to get shut down. And this is something we have to be aware of. A lot of these people already know it's going to get shut down. A lot of these people already know it's unconstitutional. It's not like they're confused about the Constitution or confused about Edward Bloom or his schemes or any other failed attempt to it. They're doing that so they can kind of raise their profile. Oftentimes it's for publicity. And then they can have some type of brownie points to be all like, oh, look, guys, the Republicans keep shutting us down, because oftentimes, too, they don't even really want reparations. For real. They really don't want reparations. And we have to be very aware of that. Of a lot of the people who are, quote unquote, advocating for reparations really don't want us to have it. For real. They really don't. All right. And they're going to create booby traps for themselves. So that way, when reparations ultimately fails, when their attempt ultimately fails, they'll be all like, hey, well, we did what we can do. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, there's just nothing we can do. Those Republicans and those conservatives, they shut us down every time, and we keep on trying, but y'all just keep us in power, keep voting and keep putting us on, and we're going to try again. When you don't succeed, you try again, and they already know. And I'm having this live because anytime we talk about the necessity of delineation, anytime we talk about the necessity of being specific, especially when it comes to policy, when it comes to legislation and politics, anytime we do that, people always make it seem as if this is something that is created out of some form of xenophobia or some form of disdain for other groups of people. Okay? Oh, y'all just don't like Africa. Y'all just don't like being African. Y'all just, no, it's not nothing like that. It's not nothing about not liking Africa, not liking the Caribbean, we know how to get stuff done. Okay. And we have a whole bunch of naysayers who come up and they'll be all like, y'all just hate everybody who's not like you. No, this ain't got nothing to do with hating nobody who not like us. We know how American policy works. Okay? When you know better, you do better. They're not doing better despite the fact they know better. So what are we doing? Okay? So I'm having this conversation to bring awareness and to really vindicate everybody who's been talking about making delineated lineage-based policies. Because this is a prime example, a prime perfect example of why we're doing it. Okay? You need no more examples. You need no more proof than this right here. This right here is exactly for years what we've been saying is happening with lineage-based stuff. We've been saying this for years. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to invite in, if y'all disagree, okay, if y'all disagree, if we some type of side, they say, well, FB, y'all some psyop and y'all want to spread what they call it, disorganizing. Y'all want to spread division. Y'all want to spread division against the diaspora and all that stuff. Come up and let's have a conversation about this right here. Let's have a conversation about this right here. BX, what you got? What's yeah.
I want to say salute to everybody entering the chat. So I've seen this before, but I'm familiar with Edward Bloom's work. I remember the Fearless Fund, affirmative action. Also, Asheville, North Carolina, they had a similar measure where they were going through for reparations. The commission said that Black women should have transportation to doctor's appointments, I guess for maternity care. And the DOJ stepped in and was like, well, what about other race of women? You got to mute the hard one.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to him. Just you
Yeah.
got to mute. Let BX finish what she got to say, and then we're gonna.
Right.
I'm talking.
So I think that, and I researched the caucuses and all the representatives and types of policies that they have, and really and truly, there's nobody advocating specifically for foundational Black Americans, U.S. descendants of chattel slavery. Everything for us is, they use the word broader, BROADER, which means the whole diaspora will be included. But the diasporans get things based off of two things: their lineage and their immigrant status, right? And their representatives, such as Yvette Clarke, gets things specifically not only for those here, but for those nations they come from, through funding and this program, that program, medical programs, all this stuff. But Edward Bloom is targeting us. We have to get the verbiage correct. We have to get it lineage based, or we won't get anything. But I think that some, not all, melanated immigrants understand this. They're just being woefully obtuse. They don't care as long as they get a piece. Right? And that's so unfair to the ones who fought for every civil right and liberty in this country, and even for some of them to come in here during the civil rights movement, the Hart-Steller Act and all this other stuff. So it's a matter of greed and selfishness, but I got to tell you, Afro, that can only last for so long. They're going to have to call me divisive, xenophobic, HATEFUL. They're going to have to say those things, but guess what? I don't care. We've been caring enough, and they've been all those things all this time. Because why there's so many Caucasus, Caribbean, Haitian, Somalian, African. And then the Congressional Black Caucus is filled with immigrants. So no, they're going to just have to call us names, but guess what? Things are going to change for them and be more inclusive and fair to us, our land.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's get to. I want to get to the hard Black truth. The hard Black truth. You said something was Afrophobia. Now, before you start, can you state your lineage for the audience?
Yeah, my lineage goes through Long Island, New York, down to Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. Then we go over to Africa, go over to the
Nigeria. The hard Black truth. I'm gonna be honest. I've known you for a long time on Twitter. I've known you. Remember, we used to follow each other, so I already don't do that, man. And this is our first time interacting in a very long time. Let's have a mature conversation, bro. Come on, man. Let's not do that. Where's your ethnicity?
You asked
I'm
my
asking you.
lineage.
Okay, let me be more specific. Your ethnic background. What ethnicity are your parents?
If you ask for my parents' ethnicity, they're gonna be West Indian, Caribbean.
Okay, thank you. Let's be specific. Where exactly? West Indian.
I mentioned it. You got Costa Rica, Jamaica,
Okay.
Dominican Republic.
Okay, got you. Now, you said something that was said here was Afrophobia. What was said during this live stream that was Afrophobia?
Well, you put out the challenge. I'm merely stating this. What many refer to as delineation, what you feel is a necessary step. That's Afrophobia. This is what I believe. That's what I see.
Okay.
That's what I see.
Okay, if you see it as, let's, for the sake of the audience, and man, I've known you, you know how I'd get down. We don't even have to be childish in this back and forth or anything like that. Let's just have a conversation. Let's elaborate on what you mean by, what is the definition of Afrophobia?
Anything that seeks to denigrate Africa.
Okay, so you feel like us delineating is denigrating Africa. That's based off what you just said.
I think it's a little bit more nuanced than us delineating, as you said. But essentially, yes. No, I'm gonna stand on that. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. You feel like us just mentioning that we're different and distinct from other groups of people is denigrating to those other groups of people.
No. You can be different. Like people have been able to express their differences and their distinctions without having to cast negative aspersions or to be negative.
All right, and I agree. And I agree on that. When has a negative aspersion or when has anything negative been said about other groups of people? Here, while you're saying something is Afrophobia. Because by definition, delineation does not require you to be denigrating other groups of people. So by definition, delineation is not Afrophobia, as you just expressed. So we are already past that. So what was said here that triggered you to say this is Afrophobia?
Well, no, I'm speaking as far as this entire whole delineation, quote unquote, movement, folks trying to, quote unquote, delineate. I don't even think folks fully understand what that means, what it entails.
What does it mean entail? Enlighten us, please.
Well, the way it's being carried out and the way it has been carried out, you cannot delineate without putting down Africa, without separating yourself.
Let me repeat. You said you don't think we understand what delineation means and what it entails. I'm asking you, what does it mean and what does it entail? Not what we're doing. What does it mean and what does it entail?
I mean, you can't really I'm not going to separate one from the other because the way it was introduced is what it is.
No. You said, sir, hard. I'm not hard, Lord. Black Truth. I'm gonna say that. You said we don't know what delineation means and what it entails. That's your words. I'm asking you to elaborate on your words. What does it mean then? If we're wrong, what does delineation really mean then? Not what we're doing wrong. Don't elaborate on what we're doing wrong. Tell us what it actually does mean.
I mean, you're talking about a word that I haven't come across until it was introduced by many of you folks in your circles.
Okay.
And the way it was introduced was with a clear and obvious push towards Afrophobia. And it's just 1 + 1 = 2.
Hello.
Okay, well, listen, you're a grown man. Why don't you just admit that you were wrong and you just made that up? Because you're saying that we don't understand, these are your words, we don't understand what it means and what it entails, and then I say, okay, well, fine. What does it mean and what does it entail?
I
And
actually said you
I
don't
asked you that,
understand.
sir. Hold on, man. I asked you that at least 4 times at this point, and you
Right, I
keep
don't.
it because you
It
don't,
sounds like you're
sir.
putting words.
No, no, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm quoting you, and I quoted you 4 times
You
about
sure?
what you said. Hold on, and you can't give me an answer to that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look, it's all right, brother. I don't believe I actually said you don't understand. I don't remember saying that, but if I did, my whole point is the way delineation has been introduced, it's been Afrophobic the entire time. I appreciate you coming on, and it seemed like you want to clean it up, and I believe you are earnest and sincere, brother. Uh, but what has been done and what it is, and even the person that spoke even before me, like, we're unabashed about it, and just be honest. It's
What's your
Afrophobic.
definition? Is what he's asking.
Hold on. The person who spoke before you was the person.
Delineation is
Hold
to
on,
separate.
sir. Hey. The person who spoke before you was BX. What did BX say that was Afrophobic?
I mean, you heard what she said. It
No,
don't even
no,
matter.
I'm asking you.
She
I'm not
said
saying.
she
Hold on.
essentially
Don't do
said it
that.
don't matter
Don't do
what you
that.
call
Don't
them.
do
We're
that.
gonna
Don't
have to
do
be
that.
called these
Don't do
names.
that, dude. Don't do that. She didn't call anybody names. I'm asking you what she said that was quote unquote
I just
Afrophobic. What did she say
you're
that
not
was
listening, brother.
Afrophobic? Found. I got him.
I keep getting cut off, but I told you, and I didn't say she said anything. I said she basically made it clear that you're gonna just have to call her whatever. It don't matter what you call her, cause that's just how that what type of time we on at this point. It don't matter what you call them. You just gonna have to call them that because that's the type of time we on. So that's what I was alluding to.
You know why
Plain
she
and
said
simple.
that? I can tell you why. I don't really speak for
It
BX's
don't
right
matter
here,
why
but I
though.
know.
Does it
Hold
matter
on, I
why?
can tell you why. I can tell you why. Just listen. Hear me out on this. Because of people like you. You're the problem. You're the reason she's saying stuff like that. Because you're going to be in the chat room and you're going to call things Afrophobic. And then when we bring you up, you can't articulate one single thing that has been said this entire time that was remotely close to being quote unquote
I got
Afrophobic
you.
at all. Now,
I got you.
hold
I got
on.
you, Afro
You're
Elite.
in the chat, sir. Don't do that. You're in the chat room complaining about Afrophobia and this disdain for Africa. And then when we bring you on, be all like, what do you mean by that? You can't say anything. There's nothing that
How
has
many
been said.
times
Now
was
you don't,
Africa the diaspora
no,
mentioned
no.
before I
You
came
don't,
on
just
here?
because you don't like delineation does not make it Afrophobic.
How many times
You
was
don't like
Africa
the idea.
the
Listen,
diaspora
I'm gonna
mentioned
let you
before I came
respond,
on?
but you do need to listen. We're not gonna be talking, everybody talking at the same time, okay? You don't like the idea of delineation, okay? So you're trying to put this immoral negative jacket and stigma on it by calling it Afrophobic. But by your definition of what Afrophobia is, because we went there, you can't articulate anything that we're doing that is quote unquote Afrophobic or even saying that is Afrophobic, which is why I asked you the definition of delineation 5 times and you couldn't give that. I asked you what BX has said and you can't give that because you're upset. You're in your feelings and it's okay. You're upset about it, but it's not wrong. And you're going to sit up there and call it wrong, call it hateful, call it this to make it seem like we're the bad guys. We're not the bad guys. You just can't deal with it. You just don't like it. That don't make us the bad guys. We ain't the bad guys. And that's why BX is saying she doesn't care what other people think because you're going to complain regardless. Even though when you get up here, you can't articulate your complaint. You can't articulate what has been said that has been xenophobic, that's been Afrophobic, that's been anything. You can't articulate that, but you're in the chat room complaining about it. So at this point, there's no pleasing you. So it doesn't matter what you think.
Also said about the Caribbean
May I?
caucuses. One moment, because the
May I?
conversation was
Hold on, no,
1 minute.
let her go, let her go.
So I also said that we've been gracious enough, we've been caring enough, we're focusing on us. If they and they're appropriating the word black, right? Because they have all these caucuses and they get things specifically off of two things: their immigrant status.
BX, that's been happening to her the whole
May
time. I
I?
don't know.
Yeah, now can I ask him a question, Afro?
I would like to just
Hold on.
speak
Is
before
that
I
BX?
answer any
I don't want to hear you
Hold on.
criticize
BX is
people.
coming back. Hold on.
Afro
BX is
if
coming
I
back up.
may.
Oh, hold on. I'm
I'm
sorry.
muted.
I'm gonna
I
get you.
just
I'm gonna
wanted
get you
to
back up, man.
respond to you, Afro, if that was
Let her finish. Let her finish. All right. We're
all
gonna have
right.
a good conversation tonight.
Yeah,
But
I'm
let's.
sorry. My
It's a
phone is
one-way
overheating.
conversation.
It's not.
It's just
No, it's
no.
not.
I
I
just
keep.
hear
Hold on.
you,
I
and
haven't
then
Hold
I
on,
had
go
that
BX.
back on
Hold on,
mute.
opportunity.
BX. It's not a one-way conversation. I keep asking you to explain what you mean, and you can't. You
You
can't.
haven't
I
actually
asked you
allowed me to
several
explain
questions.
anything. And
I
you
asked you
asked me
several
about
questions.
your space specifically. You're,
No,
you're
no.
good with the words, and I hear you, brother. But at the end of the
Okay.
day, it's
No,
Afro. And
not
I'm
just
going to
my
stand
words.
on
I
that.
asked you
It is
about
Afro.
what's dude.
Afro.
No. I asked you about what you mean, and you can't explain what you mean.
We're gonna
BX, you
hear.
got
We're
it.
gonna hear.
BX,
We're
you
gonna
got
hear
it.
the young lady.
BX, you
We're
got
Thank
it.
gonna hear the
you.
young lady
BX, dude.
Thank
speak,
you.
and
Thank
she's
you.
gonna
And I also said, based on
make
the
it clear.
research I've done,
Goofy ass
right?
self. She's a mod. Be quiet.
Thank you, EJ. I got it. I also said, based on the research I've done, the programs not only for them here, but the stuff that Yvette, the likes of Yvette Clark gets them in their actual nations. And they're actual nations. They get all these funding. I also said there's nobody advocating or pushing legislation specifically for foundational Black Americans, but the Caribbean, which you are, which you didn't mention afterward, you went straight to Afrophobia for some reason. However, the Caribbean, the Latinos, and the Africans get things specifically for them that we can't tap into, even in New York, especially in New York. But Equal College has scholarships just for Caribbeans. Okay? So, yeah, but then they turn around, they come on these apps, they think we don't know how to research or something, and then we're HATE full, or we divisive, or we xenophobic. They're just gonna have to call me that now. Because I'm advocating just for my people. That's it, that's all. They can't have our reparations. They done shared everything else. Locked us out of home ownership. Key job industries. We're still locked out. They have to hire a certain amount of Spanish speakers in certain city jobs in New York City. When did we start conforming to immigrants? Around the 1990s. I remember when the first bilingual oneness sign went up in the South Bronx. So please stop playing in my face. It's not Afrophobia. It's cultural preservation and it's self-preservation and it's combating the ethnocide, which just means erasure. It's harmful, it's hurtful, and we have to combat it. We can't worry about your feelings at this time, sir. Thank you. That's all, Afro.
All right. Foundation, you
May
said you had a
I?
question.
May I? Afro, you spoke.
Okay,
Then
fine.
the
I'm gonna
young
let you
lady
go. Then
spoke.
Foundation can ask the question.
Mercy, like you want to ask me questions, like
All right.
to that sister, because she gave some explanations and talked all that good talk, but at the end of the day, it's all rooted in Afrophobia. It's centered on being and having a negative attitude towards Africa and what it entails, the people there, and its very being, and by default yourself. That's what it is. We just have to call it out.
You ain't get to ask you then since you talking
EJ,
about it.
thank you. Hold on. Okay, EJ, thank you. Foundational has a question for you then, and I think to be totally honest, I think I know his question. I
You
think
from
I know his question. To be honest.
You from Jamaica? The hard, what's his name? The hard Black Truth.
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Long Island,
Black
New York, but your
America.
people from Jamaica, right?
No, my people from Costa Rica,
Costa Rica.
You said Costa
Okay.
Rica and something else too, though.
by way of Jamaica
So
Okay.
and
you're.
the Dominican Republic.
You see how people be so ashamed? I don't get the people when people be ashamed of. All right, but they're
Who
again
you
they're
talking about?
committing
I just
they're
want to be clear.
committing the
Who's
whole
ashamed?
xenophobia, right? And all the things you're talking about in
No,
Jamaica
who's
right
ashamed? Who's
now
ashamed? Who's
by
ashamed?
wanting to excuse me,
Guys, talking. Be quiet.
they're
Who's
committing
ashamed?
Stop
um
you, because you didn't mention Jamaica. He asked
No,
Jamaica, and you
I
didn't say
mentioned
that.
it earlier. I
No,
mentioned
you
it
meant,
right.
earlier.
and I remembered
There
that you
is no
mentioned something
shame.
else.
Stop
You
muting.
said Costa Rica because you didn't want to
I
admit
said
that it was
Costa Rica.
Jamaica. All right,
You
because you
cut me
already probably
off.
know where he's going.
I have an
Stop,
entire. You keep
stop,
muting
dude.
me, brother.
Listen.
You continue
We're
to
being
mute me.
mature here. Listen.
No, he just. I'm not ashamed.
Okay, yeah, but you don't want to admit it. Okay, fine, whatever.
Hey, no,
Listen
no,
to what
I
he
can
has to
talk
say.
my shit if you really want me
Listen,
to. I'm trying
no,
to be
no. Hey,
humble
oh, hold on.
up
Before you
in this
crash
bitch.
out,
Hey, Alpha, can I say something real quick?
which I know you're gonna do because
Yeah,
I know
but
you.
don't do that.
Before
Don't
you
let them
crash
just
out,
talk about ashamed. Who's
listen, y'all. I
ashamed?
know this guy. I already know this guy.
Who's
I've known
ashamed?
this guy for a long time. He's gonna crash out
Who's
in just a little bit. He's about to crash
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But before you do, just listen to Foundational's question. Don't
I
crash out
didn't.
just
I didn't
yet.
hear a question.
Shut up with that
Listen,
coconut. I
then.
want to hear what Foundational got to say.
So my question is, you're here talking about our words and how you feel that's quote unquote Afrophobia because of our
No,
words, right? But
no.
in Jamaica, they want to deport Haitians in Jamaica, right? In Bahamas, they're deporting Haitians in the Bahamas, right? And Barbados, they deported Haitians, right? They are deporting melanated people in these melanated countries and doing physical harm and physical things to these people, right? The xenophobia, Afrophobia, whatever you want to call it, these things are actually happening. Africans and Haitians are getting deported throughout these countries. Why we don't see you wagging your fingers at these countries on their panels telling them they act Afrophobic, right? Because you're mad at our words. You're on a platform that's talking about federal government seeks to halt the first U.S. program for black people, which is about reparations. This is not about immigrants, not about Africa, it's not about none of that. We're talking about our reparations and how we can combat it. And like all immigrants, this is what y'all do. Y'all jump in front of the punch and then cry about getting hit, right? And this is what you're doing. You jumping in front of a punch that's not meant for you, and then you're gonna cry about Afrophobia and the fact that you're getting hit, right? So we need you to start going to these countries that's actually committing actual physical harm to melanated people, and then let them know and wag your finger at them and say Afrophobia, not to us, because we're not pulling people up by the top of their shirts and while their feet dangling and tossing them out the country. All right, we're not doing that. So you need to go to those people that's doing that. Just because we call out nostophobia, right, which is the fear of going back home, right, the fear and the scare of going home to build your homeland. Just because we call out nostophobia don't mean it's Afrophobia or xenophobia. It's just letting it be known, hey, family, it's okay to go home and help your homeland out and help your family out. That's all it is. So if we want to go with the phobias, we can play with these phobias all day. Yeah, they got a fear of not going home, the nostophobia, right? So that's what we call out. That's not Afrophobia. If I see somebody, right, a friend or a neighbor or someone that's come to my house, and just because my house got the big screen TV, the refrigerator with the you can see inside with the iPad in the front of it, and we got the oven with all kinds of gadgets and technology, and we tell them, all right, fam, you kind of I know you're enjoying the technologies in my house, but it's time for you to go. Your family needs you at home. It's time to go home. That's not Afrophobia. That's letting them be known. Hold on, you got things you got to do at home. They need you. But you guys want to play victim so badly when you guys in your respective countries are doing a million times worse physically to people. So we need you to wag your finger to these people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The black Palestinians get treated unfairly too. You want to know about that? I mean, wag your finger. Okay, you made a point. Congratulations.
Jamaica, don't talk to
Hold on,
us
hold
about
on, hold on, hold
Pat
on, hold on.
yourself on the back like that old WWF guy. Go ahead, do that.
Okay.
What's up? This is all Afrophobia. Nobody has come up here and said anything, and you guys can't have a conversation without bringing up
you don't like
Africa.
it either.
Okay.
Well,
Do you think that
that's a fact.
Afrophobia? Let me
And I know
ask you,
for a
hard black
fact. I
truth.
know
Hold
for a
on.
fact you did not
Let's
have this
hold
conversation
on. Let's,
without
because
bringing
I
it up.
don't like muting people, but I will do it. Do you believe that only Black Americans can express this Afrophobia? That this is only a thing Black Americans can express, or is Afrophobia
No,
something everybody can express?
no, it is.
So let me ask you, do you think the South Africans that are protesting, and I showed this on YouTube, that are having millions of people on the streets protesting illegal immigration in their country, is that Afrophobia? Do you think that the Ghanaians who are protesting to get illegal immigrants, other African illegal immigrants, Nigerians and others, out of their country, is that also Afrophobia?
I don't know those specific situations,
Oh, now
but
you
I know
don't
what you're.
know, huh?
But
Oh,
I know what
now
you're
okay, you
doing
don't
is.
know now.
I
Okay.
mean, you brought up the Ghanaians and the Brazilians. That's not even
No,
on
I
the
didn't bring up
radar much.
Brazilians. I brought
You
up
You brought
bring
what
Ghanaians
up
and I
else?
brought up
that.
South
That could be
Africans. And
something
I'm
local.
saying,
That could
hold
be
on,
something
that's enough.
organic.
That's enough. That's enough.
Oh,
Because
mute
here's the
time.
thing.
Mute time.
Here's the thing.
Dude,
When
yeah.
I say that's enough, you need to stop. Because here's the thing. Other countries have standards for their country. Other countries, pretty much
Son,
no
that
other
don't
country in the
mean
world,
shit, my
for the
guy.
very most part. Okay, you're not
Afro,
going
you
to
know better.
overtalk me, all right? Which is what you've been doing. So stop.
I have it.
Other countries,
I have it.
you're doing it right now.
Period.
Other
Shut up.
countries, no other country likes illegal immigration. It's not beneficial for
No
that
shit,
country.
my guy. We understand that. We talking about how it's being applied.
Shut goofy ass up,
Can I
dude.
chime in,
Damn.
Afro?
If I keep telling you to stop over talking and you keep doing it, and this is the thing, other countries will protest in a way more aggressive way than we will. They are way more aggressive to illegal immigrants than we are. The second we express any type of displeasure with immigrants at all, period, it is always depicted as something villainous. That's Afrophobia. When what we've been saying is messing up reparations, and when we articulate that, it's Afrophobia. So we're supposed to, according to them, suffer in silence. We're supposed to suffer in silence. Everybody else, anytime they have a complaint, anytime they have anything, that's their complaint. That's their culture. The same situation, different people. One, if it's FBA, Afrophobia. If it's South Americans, I'm not sure if it's Afrophobia. If it's Ghanaians, I'm not sure if it's Afrophobia. If it's Jamaicans, I'm not sure if it's Afrophobia. But if it's Black Americans, yes, that's Afrophobia. That is, you just hate Africans. That's Afrophobia for you. We are held to a completely different standard. A completely different standard. And they're gonna always be upset when we hold the same standard. When we say, nah, okay, if that's the energy you own, that's what we own. Then they
You
try
know
to
what?
villainize us for it.
You know what I found funny, real quick, Afro? That whenever we bring up other real situations where they really grabbing them by the top of their neck and having their feet dangling and throwing them across the pond, and doing physical harm to other melanated people, they become Helen Keller. They don't hear and see nothing anymore. Now I never seen that before. When that happened, right? They don't know all of a sudden, but every little thing that we do, they just happen to have to tally up every single thing and try to condemn. It's really interesting to me.
It's Afrophobia. Now, when they said that Michael B. Jordan isn't Caribbean, he's Caribbean. When they said Michael B. Jordan isn't Caribbean, so therefore he doesn't have a right to name his drink Jorvay. He doesn't have a right to name his drink off of a Caribbean holiday. They didn't say, no, I ain't heard nobody talk about that being Afrophobic. When they said they didn't want Black Americans at Carnival because we're not a part of the culture, you don't hear them talking about Afrophobia. When we don't get invited to the Haitian flag day, Puerto Rican flag day, this holiday, that holiday, I don't hear nobody talking about that's Afrophobia. The second we draw a line, any line we draw is always Afrophobic. It's all, you just doing that out of hate and anger and all. No, no. And y'all be drawing ridiculous ass lines all of the time. No, we cool with that. No. I appreciate y'all patience though. Thank y'all very much. We got a lot of people. Can we mass tap the live? Let's everybody mass tap the live real quick, right? Let me get to my brother Black Vanguard. I appreciate your patience.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? So I already knew this was gonna be struck down because the birth because it's race based. It's not lineage based. It said black on it. That gives the Supreme Court and other entities the suit because race based policies is actually unconstitutional. So they actually made it race based on purpose, so the Supreme Court can strike it down, so they can have it use that for the 2026 midterms in 2028. Said we tried and the public is blocking, like you said, but they know they were doing it by making it race based. They should have made it lineage based though. Like in California, we got a bill called SB 515, which we helped pass as well. And we made it lineage based instead of being race based. That's all I gotta say to that. And also is that Like BS said, you got all different types of African and Caribbean groups, resources that's specific for their people only. We can't get none of them African and Caribbean scholarships grants to advocate for their people. Same thing when it comes to the Boca John's family situation. When they got money, they ended up opening a scholarship for Caribbean people only and school Foundation Black Americans out of it, was totally disrespectful. In New York City, you got all types of Haitian, Jamaican organizations like the Haitian Bridge Alliance, the Haitian American Caucus, so on and so forth. And you don't see none of these other Democratic shields talk about how they got their own ethnic enclaves, how they separate from Black Americans when they come over here. They got little Haiti in Brooklyn, Miami. They got little Belize in Los Angeles. They got little Ethiopia in DC, in LA. They got little Senegal, Harlem. They got all these other ethnic communities though. But I got to do something real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
To change that battery. You know what it is?
That battery
phone?
loud as hell.
Right. My phone keeps overheating, so it's just knocking me off the app. But user not found is like a little annoying. So now I muted her for 5 minutes. She's gifted me. Then she said, I'm just donating to the FBA fund. Y'all are corny. So I muted her for the rest of the live and said, donate in silence until you come up. So please don't unmute her until she come up and say it with her chest.
Are they in their feelings about this? Now, here's the thing. Before I continue, they're less mad about the fact that reparations is being sabotaged, is being shut down, than they are about the fact that we're calling out what the problem is. They honestly, and this goes to show a lot of their mentality. They would rather nobody get justice, nobody get reparations, than us get reparations and them not be included. A lot of them. A lot of them would. None of them complain when Edward Bloom comes in and messes something up, tears something down, whatever. None of them complain about that. The second we say, okay, well, let's do it without all this extra stuff that's the problem, then they start complaining. That's only when they start complaining. They would have us all suffer, okay, than have anybody else except them, quote unquote, do good or get justice.
Afro, you didn't tell me that. Did you see what I sent you earlier? So you understand who Dr. Ron Daniels is, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm racing against the time clock to get this out before the app kicks me off. He was in the CARICOM's meeting today, and they said he's the representative for African Americans. So I rushed and I sent it out to people who I know are advocates, right, or reparationists. And as I sat there listening, somebody came up from like Ethiopia and asked about a rundown. So I know the new states who are forming commissions. He literally, who named that man the representing us? And I know we don't like the term African American, but for now, that's what they're using. And he literally gave them a rundown. And CARICOM was so happy that the AU is making one of them a representative for some type, and they having some function. But just click the link and go listen to like the last 45 minutes of that live just to see what he was saying. Because it's really bad. But Dr. Daniels is also on New York Reparations Commission, who said he's not leaving out Harry Belafonte's descendants or Sidney Poitier's. He has also stated that they asked about the status of HR 40. He said Ayanna Pressley is going to be the one to take the helm for the HR 40. So they still using that thing that's never going to fly, and it's not specific to just foundational Black Americans. They're using the broader term of African American. I just feel like they keep selling us out.
Yeah. And they're doing it on purpose. And they're doing it on purpose. Look, we're not, a lot of us, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of us, we ain't politicians, lawyers and all that stuff. How do we know the law better than them? How do we know what is legally permissible more than they do? They're the ones who are supposed to be experts in this field, yet we're the ones correcting them all of the time. We got a whole 9 to 5 and we still got time to do our due diligence enough to know what is legally binding and not. Come on. Let's go with the hands. Let's continue with the hands, though. Let's get to mail. Everybody keep tapping the screen. Let's keep tapping the screen.
Hey, everybody. I came on here to tell a story of something that happened, but after the hard truth, oh my gosh. I just want to address that first. So you have a room full of foundational Black kings, and you have a room full of foundational Black queens, the highest educated demographic in the entire nation, and you consistently repeat that we don't know what delineation is. Literally, the patience that you had, Afro, was supernatural. I've never seen it. And you all know that I'm compassionate. I come in here, I'm always compassionate. I was so emotional last time. I am compassionate, but even I have a breaking point. Okay. Even I have a breaking point. And to not even be able to define delineation, I feel like the bottom fell out for me. So let me just say what delineation is so we can get to the hard truth. Delineation is the act of outlining, describing, or marking the boundaries of something. It brings clarity by establishing exactly where a physical, conceptual, or legal limit begins and ends, such as mapping property lines, separating responsibilities, or sketching out an idea. In other words, exactly what BX and Afro Elite is doing. There is nothing Afrophobic about delineation. Now, I think what gets to the root of the delineation issue is we don't realize how many people we've helped, protected, and provided for with our sacrifices. We have helped, protected, and provided for so many people with our sacrifices that if we actually draw real conceptual lines and boundaries, mapping property lines, true responsibilities, you can't cross here, you can't cross there, that cuts a lot of people out. I don't think we realize how many people have benefited from our ancestors' blood and death. I don't think we really grasp the concept of how big this is. So if we truly delineate, and it's already happening with the birthright citizenship thing, if they truly separate us as our own thing, a lot of people are going to get left out in ways, and they're going to have to start fighting their own fights. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are scared. And it's better, instead of picking, like what the gentleman said earlier, instead of picking up your bootstraps and going and helping out and doing what you need to do for your people, you come on here and you attack a foundational Black woman. I am not okay with it. And if he's going to come up here again, Afro, he's going to need to be respectful.
I've known him for a very long time, to be honest. We were cool on Twitter at one point in time. Then he started getting in his, and I already know he gets in his feelings. He's Caribbean. He started getting in his feelings about delineation, and he just went full tether mode. Okay. And then just became a troll to everybody. I had never gotten into it with him though, but we had unfollowed each other for a long time. I've seen how he gets. He will start to try to explain himself. He's not smart. Okay. He's not smart at all. He will start to explain himself. Once he starts understanding that he's losing the argument, he gets to crashing out. And I've literally seen it. That's why I'm all like, I know you're about to crash out.
You felt the
I know
energy,
you're about to do it.
You felt the energy, right? You felt it getting there.
Yeah. I knew he was about to crash out. And this is what I'm saying, y'all. They will sit in rooms and they will call things Afrophobic, xenophobic. Y'all want to be they'll say MAGA even. They'll say, oh, y'all MAGA, y'all this, y'all that. Then when they're in front of people and they can respond in real time, they don't know anything they're talking about. Nothing. They don't even know the meaning of the words they're using. I say, how does this mean this? Oh, it doesn't. Well, why'd you say it did? Well, because it does. What do you mean then? You're not letting me talk. Okay, that's childish, man. It's just because, honestly, delineation make them feel some type of way. That's just what it is. And that's not our problem. It's really not. It's not our problem. It's not our responsibility to fix it. Our responsibility isn't to make them comfortable. That's their problem. It is. Let's get to EJ.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Sorry that I'm not speaking to where I got into a motorcycle situation on Saturday, so I'm just, recovering from that. But listening to that,
Okay, you okay?
I'm good. My leg got like real messed up. I'll talk to you about it on the back channel. Black
Feel better, brother.
So, yeah, thank y'all for y'all support too, man. Salute to y'all. By listening to that, 1,238,965th troll that I have been seeing throughout my whole entire career on these social media platforms, I remember and I know that Fat Funky Teletubby individual very well. He's a notorious troll for those who don't know on Twitter. He doesn't make no sense. He keeps talking about black Americans not being, together with other, groups of people, making up these asinine, terms that don't make no sense. Afrophobic. Black Americans have been the most on code and the most aligned people to be with since the beginning of the time. Nobody can never say that. But when it comes to Jamaicans, they very notoriously known for being allegedly the big dogs of the Caribbean. They very territorial about their people, let alone him being Costa Rican descent too, because he didn't say that at first. And when these people be coming up here, I want us to keep asking them where's their lineage from, because he said he was from Rhode Island or something. That where your lineage is not from. And I'm glad that you dropped him too, because he was about to get in his coconut feelings and start babbling and start jumping all over the place like it was a Jamaican dance hall party. I don't have no patience with dealing with these folks. And I just wanted to address that the little Fat Funky Tedder who's still possibly still in the building. Don't let him back up. But I do want to talk about the federal government halting the U.S. reparations program for Black Americans. I think this had a lot of funk and a lot of tethering that went on with this, because they said if they can't get it, then nobody can get it. And I think that a lot of tethers like the Fat Black Truth would like to have situations like that. If they can't get a piece of it, they rather have nobody get none of it. But you don't hear us saying anything about CARICOM. You don't hear Black Americans talk about if we can't get CARICOM, nobody can get it. These people are very hostile and very dangerous when it comes to them actually trying to see other people win. They don't even want to see other Caribbeans win. You see Jamaicans out here in his homeland, no telling how long his fat self ain't been back to his country or Jamaica, let alone Costa Rica. You got Jamaicans out there protesting against they so-called Haitian brothers and sisters. How are you going to talk about unity and Afrophobic for foundational Black Americans when you practicing being an Afrophobic? They don't make no damn sense. So when these darn Black Vanguard, you messed me up. I'm trying to stay with my flow, brother. Salute to you though. I still love you though. You gotta change the smoking on signal. No offense.
Yeah, I did already.
Okay. Yeah, let me just I'm going to say this, then I'm gonna land my plane and let somebody else speak. But when it comes to these other groups of people from these Caribbean and African islands, they are notoriously known for being the kings and queens of delineation. They know what it is. So when Black Americans want to get their own piece of the pie, they come up with these dumbass terms: xenophobic, Afrophobic. I'm tetaphobic. I came up with that just a couple of seconds ago. I'm tetaphobic. I don't like these people from the Teta community, and I don't consider them. I don't consider them brothers or friends. I don't even want them breathing around me in these spaces. So, with that being said, I land my plane for now, man. The more you let these people talk, the lower our IQ levels is gonna get. He has dementia like Joe Biden. It probably his great grandfather, because he couldn't really come up with anything positive to say. He just wanted to be a sassy little punk with a jerk sauce chicken spice, scented pocketbook that a lot of these zesty tethers like to wear. They don't have no deep conversations. They just like to come in and make an ass of themselves. But, with that being said, I'll land my plane for now.
Mm-hmm. You said something interesting, EJ, about Jamaicans kind of being like the quote unquote big dog of the West Indies. And that's been a thing for pretty much that all my life, a very, very long time, where the entire Caribbean is kind of represented mainly by Jamaicans. They act like they're the main character of the Caribbean, right? And they have been acting like the big dog for real. What's interesting, and they go around. From what I've seen and I've heard from other Caribbeans, they go around and they have a very condescending attitude towards other Caribbeans. All right. I remember, what was it, last year, when there was a hurricane, that big crazy hurricane, and that hit Jamaica, and people was talking about that. But then I remember, if y'all didn't catch, there was a feud between Haitians and Jamaicans going back and forth, right? They were going back and forth because when Haiti had hurricanes, you had a whole lot of Jamaicans making fun of them. You had a whole lot of Jamaicans saying that's what y'all get for that voodoo and stuff like that. You got a whole bunch of Jamaicans doing, from what a lot of Haitians were saying. Okay. When the TPS status ended and a lot of Haitians were having to be sent back, Jamaicans didn't open their arms and say, well, we're accepting our Caribbean brothers and sisters. They didn't do that. And when Haitians tried to go to Jamaica, Haitians were sitting up there running them out. They were running them out. So all of this kumbaya and all that stuff, Haitians ain't, I mean, not Haitians, Jamaicans, for the very most part, ain't ever been on no Pan-African stuff. Ever. They've never been on no, we are all brothers and sisters. They've never been on that. Okay? And let's tell the truth about that. There's a small segment like Rastas who are on Pan-Africanism that don't represent Jamaica, and the rest of the Jamaicans ain't on that type of time. Okay? Let's be real about that. So it'd be crazy when a Jamaican come over here talking about how Afrophobic we are. I saw a video not long ago of this whole Chinatown in Jamaica. Because, you know, Chinese folks is out there buying real estate and building up different towns and
That's
beaches
true.
and all that stuff. In Jamaica,
That's true.
y'all didn't know.
That's true. I believe because I've been all over Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica at least 3 times. I actually lived in Jamaica for about a month. I've been all over Jamaica, Kingston, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Negril, Portmore, St. Elizabeth. I've been all over the island of Jamaica. The Chinese people have a whole big Chinatown near the downtown area in Kingston. And they tell the local Jamaicans that they can't come to their Chinatown in their own country. I'll be the majority of it. I actually seen that with my own 2 eyes. And also, is that some of that beach resorts over in Kingston, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios, the local Jamaicans not allowed to go to their own beaches in their own country over there, and then they price them out for going to their own beaches over there in their own country.
Yeah.
They talk about they got paid like 200, 300 Jamaican dollars. To us, that's hardly nothing, but to them, that's a lot. The average Jamaican don't make that much. Did you know an average Jamaican got to save up a whole year worth of their salary just eating at Burger King and McDonald's once or twice a year? That's how bad it is over there in Jamaica. Like McDonald's, Burger King is like a luxury to them in Jamaica compared to us.
Now,
Yeah.
hold on. Before we continue with the hands, my thing is to land, and then I'm gonna continue with the hands. Please, thank y'all for tapping the screen. If we can keep tapping the screen, I appreciate that. My thing is that we are historically known for doing the exact opposite. We are historically known as foundational Black Americans for not only inviting but making room. Okay, that's like inviting people to your house to, you know, stay if they need some help, and then pushing stuff to the side and making room and making space for people. We have notoriously, I was going to say historically, but at this point, we've been known for doing that, known for making room for everybody. From, okay, everybody give a little bit and everybody can have something. Okay, we might not have much, but everybody gonna have a little something. We are known for doing that. They are not known for being on that type of time at all. They have refused historically to be on that. So I'll be damned if anybody come up here talking about how we being Afrophobic. Now let's get to Man on a Mission.
Jamaica's beaches are non-accessible. 99.4% of Jamaica's beaches cannot be
All right.
accessed by the means of Jamaicans too. I just wanted to say that, but I'll land my plane.
Okay. All right. So, but why are you guys speaking in Jamaicans?
I can't really hear you. Your mic is messed up. Are you on Bluetooth or
Can you hear me?
speaker or something in the car
Yeah,
or
I'm on
something?
speaker, but you should be good. Yeah,
No,
that would be
it's
good.
not,
Can you hear me?
no, because it's like going in and out and in and out and in and out.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me get up.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, let's get you.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on, are you ready? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. So, first off,
Where are you from? First off, I hear your
I'm
accent.
I'm Nigerian American. In fact, you know what? I'm Nigerian.
You're Nigerian. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really don't want to really argue, and we know what this is about. So for sure, yeah, I'm going to stand on that. It's Afrophobic. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring in the nuances of being a big brother or being more popular. Even Romans conquered the Greeks. They being delineated, they conquered, and they became a whole civilization.
Okay.
Germans, Austria. Germans have always been the big brother of Austria. They didn't delineate. They speak the same language. They have two different countries. They still do their own things. They still have their differences, but overall, they didn't delineate. Let's go. Let's talk about Brazil, Portugal.
Okay, for the sake of time, let's talk about what makes us xenophobic or Afrophobic. Let's talk about that.
Okay,
Not
you want to go there? All right, let's go.
yeah. Let's go there.
All right. So honestly, I really want African Americans, or you, Aisha. I'm not gonna give you the grace of calling you FBA. African Americans.
No,
That's
no,
your
you're gonna give no. Call us FBA.
your rightful name. in
No.
America.
If you're on my live, you're going to refer to us as we tell you to refer to us. You're not gonna come over here and say, I'm not gonna give you the grace of calling y'all what y'all identify as. Don't do that. Okay? That's not how you gonna do it at all. Now, as FBA people, what do you have to say?
All right, you want? Okay, fine. FBA, show up. I'm gonna play your game. All right. So as FBA, I really want you guys to have your own thing. I really do, because every other country where you immigrate to, you want to be.
Can we talk? And here's the thing, they'll say Afrophobic. And then when we say, okay, explain what that means, none of them actually explain what that means or how we're being Afrophobic. Before you say anything else, I will not allow you to get away with saying anything else before you explain how we are Afrophobic. Go.
You're Afrophobic because you're denying your African heritage. You're believing in mumbo jumbo things that don't have no basis in science and history. You want to believe that Shaka Zulu or some mythical whatever, you in America, from America, you developed yourself, you have your own language, but there's no evidence. There is no
EJ.
proof. There's nothing. You want to believe this thing's fine. You have a right to believe your own thing. But let's come back to today's landscape.
No. So you're saying that we're Afrophobic because we don't identify as Africans?
Yeah.
So
You deny
anybody
that.
who doesn't identify as Africans is Afrophobic?
In your particular stance,
No.
you're denying that
So
because of
in our particular stance, not identifying as Africa is Afrophobic?
yes, because you are running away from your racism and you're taking a shortcut. You're not developing.
We're running away from our racism.
Yeah, because you've been poorly, you've had a poor history in America, and then you're
Okay.
trying to.
So not identifying as Africa.
Yeah.
So if we did identify as Africa, we wouldn't be Afrophobic.
Yeah, simple. Yeah, it could make it. It could be open and shut like that.
So okay. Here's the thing. Why should we identify with something that we're not, though?
Fine.
If we're American, why do we have to identify as that and be Afro? It sounds honestly as if you all are saying because we're not identifying as y'all would want us to identify, we're Afrophobic. That's what it sounds like.
No, we're telling you you're delusional because you want to ascribe to something that you're not even. I'm going to go to the bank right now. I'm going to go to college right now. And
okay, hold on, stop.
All right, I'm stopped. I'm cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want us to identify as something that we're not even, right? Unmute yourself. Don't go on teacup, right?
I'm here. I'm right here with you.
Who are you to tell us what we are?
I'm not bad. I don't have to
How
tell
are
you.
you telling us
go to
that we're
Google.
wrong? How would you, who are you to tell us what we are, and then who are you to say what we're wrong for identifying as an immigrant?
You can, and this America, you can identify as a car, as a bed, as anything. That's
Okay.
that's you. But Google and politics and the landscape already give you a name. You're a human being. That's a car. That's a
Okay.
building. If you want to identify as a car, you can. But then
Okay, so and this is what I'm saying, y'all.
Horsepower of a car.
Hold on, everybody. This is what I'm saying about the whole thing about Afrophobia. We're not doing anything immoral. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing nothing. We're not doing nothing to nobody. We're
Fine.
not doing nothing to nobody. They can't even articulate what quote unquote being Afrophobic means.
I just gave you a direct, literal.
Let me ask you a
statement.
question. Let me ask you a question though. Do you feel like Nigerians calling other people Akata is Afrophobic?
It's a slang. It's
No,
it can be
what's the slang? Hold on,
You
what's the
asked the
slang
question.
mean?
Can I answer the question? You
Yeah,
asked
go
the
ahead,
question.
go ahead.
So the
Go ahead.
question is, that's a slang. It doesn't mean anything. It's a slang. It doesn't mean anything.
Well,
But
no, it
yes,
means no. If it's a
no.
slang.
Let me
Hold on,
land. You
sir.
asked
Hold
the
on.
question. Can I
We're
answer the
not doing
question?
that. No, sir.
Why are you stopping
Stop.
me? You asked
Stop.
me a question.
Because you. Okay, hold on. If it's a slang word that people use, it means something.
Okay, it
What
can
does
have
it
an ascribed
mean?
meaning. Yeah, it could be derogatory. Yeah, but it's even very 80s, so vague that it doesn't mean fuck you. It doesn't mean
Hold,
you're
hold,
stupid.
hold
It
on.
doesn't
Watch your
mean.
language, sir. Watch your language.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
But it doesn't
So
mean anything specifically.
first off, it's not no. Y'all keep trying to make it seem like that word is not being used currently. I have very recent receipts of that word being used. Y'all make it seem like y'all abandoned that word in the 80s and all that. Don't do that. I have very recent receipts
It
of
doesn't
Nigeria,
hold. It
specifically
doesn't hold
Nigerians
water.
using
It
that.
doesn't
So
hold
don't do
value.
that. But
What?
yeah,
Okay.
hold on.
To you, what does it mean?
Going
What does
back,
it mean
hold
to
on.
you?
I'm trying to get your standards, sir. That's
Okay.
all I'm trying to do, sir.
Okay.
Is it Afrophobic? Because here's the thing, you're saying that Afrophobia by definition means that we don't identify with Africa. If we are being rejected by Africans, Nigerians, who are known for using the word Akata, are Nigerians Afrophobic?
No.
Of
Can
course not.
can black
Of
people
course not.
can black people
Of
be
course
racist?
not. Of course
Can
not.
black people be
Of
racist?
course not.
Answer the question. Can
Because the
black people be
whole
racist?
word Afrophobic is only used to us. The standard of Afrophobia is only placed
Can
on
black people be
Black
racist?
Americans. That's
Can
the
black people
only
be
people who
racist?
they ever claim is quote
Can
unquote
black people be
Afrophobic.
racist? Can black people be racist? And can you answer me too?
No. We're talking about Afrophobia since you
Can
wanted to
black
bring up
people be racist
Afrophobia.
in
So we're going to talk
America?
about Afrophobia.
Well, so you don't want to. So then why are we
So
having a
why?
discussion
Hold
if you
on,
don't
hold
want to
on,
answer?
hold on.
Then why do you want to
Why
have
are
a discussion?
Nigerians? See, he's trying so hard to get off that point. He's trying so
Why are you
very
not
hard to get
answering
off
my?
that
I
point.
answered your question literally. I answered 2, 3
Right, check
questions.
it out, man.
Answer my
Just let it
question.
play.
That sir, I can't stand this amount of Afrophobia from you. It's disgusting. It is
Bro, if you
disgusting,
want
and you're just gonna have to leave.
to
You're
talk to
just
me,
gonna have to leave. The amount of Afrophobia that he expressed is disgusting. Okay, it's just so disgusting. Now here's the thing, y'all. I'm bringing these people up for a reason. Okay, because they'll say us acknowledging their presence or their sabotaging behavior messing up our reparations is Afrophobic. And then when we say, don't y'all be talking about Akata this or that doesn't mean anything. Yes it does. Yes it does. Oh, they were using that in the 80s. No, they weren't. Is it Afrophobic? No. Nothing that they do is wrong. The whole standard of Pan-Africanism, standard of Afrophobia doesn't exist anywhere. And that Akata's not even the only word, even. Akata's not even the only word. There's a whole bunch of different slurs and stuff like that that are specific for us that they use. And they don't call themselves Afrophobic. They be running each other out of each other's countries and banning each other, specifically Nigerians. Nigerians, for the most part, got more bans around Africa than any other country. And they don't got nothing to say about the Afrophobia going on over there. But when we say reparations need to only be about us, all of a sudden, we're Afrophobic.
Can I
The
just
word doesn't come up when they do it to each other, but it only comes up with us.
say something about that for a minute or so before you let somebody else speak? You see why these people in the comment section are trying to agree with this tether? Because they speak the same language. They speak that prison babble. They love to hear individuals like this come up on our panels and don't make no damn sense. Rashid Lewis, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Everybody knows that Nigerians are some of the most Afrophobic people in the world. They're very territorial about themselves. Why do you think that the South Africans are kicking their ass out of their areas? They don't want to deal with these folks. I said this numerous times. I think every African country should have immigration laws, and they shouldn't be dealing with these Nigerians when they try to come over there and try to be territorial and try to take over their homeland and tell them what to do.
If you're coming up, you have to mute yourself. If you're coming up, you have to mute yourself.
Mute your
Okay, well, you
fucking
know what,
phone.
man, if y'all, okay, hold on, we got to get with the hands, though. We got to get to roasted by TT. Got to get with their hands though.
Hey, salute, family. Thank you for having me, Afro
Mm-hmm.
Elite. Here's my issue with them is this. It wasn't Afrophobic when a white tea lady made commercials about them for over 19 years. It ain't been Afrophobic when the Chinese been up over there knocking them upside their head in Africa with cheetah paws. It ain't been Afrophobic. But because Black Americans have finally taken a stand to where we have decided that we are going to focus on us and let everybody handle their own issues, now it's Afrophobic. The truth of the matter is we don't owe anybody anything. And for y'all to think that we are supposed to erase our ancestors, their history, and what they have done up over here to give it all to Africa, you gotta be remedial as I don't know what. For you Africans that want to say that we African, when did y'all come back and get your people? Ain't nobody more Afrophobic than y'all are. Y'all got all the smoke for Black Americans, for FBAs, but y'all don't have none of the smoke for the people that's hurting y'all up in y'all countries.
Hold on. Not only that, weren't they selling other Africans?
Yeah.
Is that not Afrophobic? I'm just asking. Is that not Afrophobic? Weren't they selling Africans to Europeans? Because that sounds pretty Afrophobic to me.
Right. And then not only that, we didn't hear none of you Africans say nothing when Ghana took Juneteenth, which has nothing to do with Africa. It's about the slaves up in Texas finally realizing or getting the word that they free. And y'all took their freedom, took it up over there to Ghana and said that it belongs to Ghana. So, see, the issue is that y'all think that we supposed to not tell our story. We supposed to just be these generic Africans and give our lineage, give our people, give our story up over there to Africa. It don't work like that. We wish we would dishonor our ancestors and take away their accomplishments and what they did up over here to give it to Africa. We wasn't Afrophobic when we fought for the South African apartheid. We ain't been Afrophobic whenever y'all done had hurricanes or any type of natural disasters in one of these countries up in the diaspora. And Black Americans have always been the ones to where we raised money for it through our churches. We done sent missionaries up over to different countries. And see, it's never Afrophobic when we doing something for y'all. It's Afrophobic when we finally say no. Y'all been so disrespectful for the longest that we ain't said nothing. And now that we done said enough is enough, now you want to sit up there and play the victim card. We don't give a damn about y'all victim cards because we don't owe nobody nothing. We owe it to ourselves and we owe it to our ancestors. Why y'all ain't worried about what's going on up over there up in Haiti and Jamaica? Why aren't all y'all banded together about that? It's 50 million Black Americans, and you mean to tell me out of all the Haitians, Jamaicans, Africans, and all these other groups in the diaspora, y'all so busy focused upon us? When all y'all together, y'all make more than us? So you mean to tell me that Africa can't get built unless we assist with it? See, y'all want our progress, but y'all don't want our struggles. Was we xenophobic or was we Afrophobic during 1965 for the Immigration Act? Was we Afrophobic? See, it's mighty funny how now all of a sudden we all these things because we not doing what you want us to do. We don't owe y'all nothing. I don't know what's wrong with you people, but we don't owe y'all nothing at all. We know our people. We can trace our people. You can't tell us nothing. See, what it really is y'all mad because y'all realize that we are the richest melanated people up on this planet. And y'all understand that without y'all being able to attach yourselves to us, the world forgets about you. The world does not care anything about you. Hell, y'all don't even care about y'all own selves. Black Americans don't owe you nothing. Y'all got all these issues and this gripe with us, but y'all ain't got no type of smoke for the people that's actually doing physical harm to y'all. Y'all always got an excuse when somebody else do something harmful to y'all. But y'all don't have no type of smoke for nobody else.
Appreciate that. I'm
And
gonna
we
let you
wish,
land because we gotta
yeah,
make sure we get
I'm
to.
about to land. At the end of the day, we don't give a damn about how y'all feel, what you think, how you think that we should do, or whatever the case may be. Our ancestors and their story is exactly that. They are our ancestors that's not from Africa, and it's their story. And their story don't include Africa. And we not about to allow y'all or nobody else to take away their history, their accomplishments, and who we are as a people. Focus up on your homelands and don't worry about us. Salute. Thank you for accepting me, family.
Of course, thank you. Y'all make sure, thank you very much for all of the gifts. I appreciate you, Dr. Will. Thank you very much. Y'all make sure y'all keep on tapping the screen, okay? All right. Let's get to Nico. Niku.
Guys, yeah, Nico.
Oh, Nico.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Y'all having a very, very heated debate, man. A very, very heated debate. I'm not a foundational Black American. I come from immigrant parents, mom Haitian, dad Dominican. You know.
Okay.
But as far as the conversation of reparations, I didn't know that there was a new term, the Afrophobic situation. I did not know about that.
They just made that up, man. It's just
Yeah,
they just made it up.
yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm all for reparations, but I think me personally, I just think it's just the time has passed. I know at one point in time when it was Abraham Lincoln was in office, they did have a reparations package, but then he got killed by his own vice president.
Oh, say unalived. Say unalived. First off.
He got unalived by his own vice president, and I don't think it didn't fall through after that.
Okay, so okay. Since we're on reparations, and I'm glad we kind of back on the subject,
Yeah,
right?
back on topic.
But
Yeah, because I'm looking at the article right now. The article isn't making any practical sense. It's like it is very broad when it comes to saying that the federal government is seeking to halt the first U.S. and then it shows the picture or the argument being raised in 2019. That is it doesn't make any sense to me because I'm looking at the article, but that picture, that woman, that's from when she issued it November 25, 2019. And it's like I feel like
well,
that's
the
more
picture
so
is
like
old, but the government trying to halt it is very recent. This article was updated today, so
yeah,
this
it was
isn't
it
no
was
old
updated.
thing from years ago.
Yeah, it was
But
updated
let me
today.
get to this though. You said
All
that
right.
you feel like it's been too long for reparations.
Yeah, for the way that because I let me ask you this. What would it look like reparations right now? Because the way I would see it is probably 100% different for how you would see it. So let me ask you, what do you think reparations looks
I
like?
think
What would you
reparations
want
would look
reparations
like
would look like?
any other type of way America has paid reparations to everybody else. Reparations is not new, is not no unprecedented thing. The same way the Japanese people got reparations for their internment camp, the same way you still got Native American tribes who still currently receive reparations for the Trail of Tears and other things. We would need that. We would need cash payments. We would need land allotments. We would need tax-free statuses and things like that. You know, the same things they do for other groups of people. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's not how I see what I would want to see what
Okay,
reparation looks like.
how do you see reparations for your people? Okay,
Not for my
so if you
people,
were to go,
for
hold on, if you were to go back to your homeland, which is not America, let's just be clear about that.
I
If you
was
were to
born in
go back to
America,
your
so I'm
home,
American.
so hold on. If you were to go back to your homeland and you were talking to CARICOM, what would you tell CARICOM about why you don't agree with their reparations? What would you tell them?
You're okay. I see what you do, and I see why people get frustrated when they talk to you.
That's a
So
question.
let me go.
Hold on, EJ. Hold on, EJ.
Hold on,
I'm not gonna say
hold
nothing.
on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let this is what I would want to see what reparation looks like in 2026. To answer that question that I asked initially, I'm not here to get rage baited. All right, I don't care about what's going on in Haiti or whatever the case. I'm an American. I
He
was
don't
born
care
here.
what happened in Haiti.
Okay,
Okay.
because
That's
I was
problem.
born.
Pay
I was.
attention to everything he's saying. I don't want him to be
Yes, faith.
interrupted or anything. You got it. Go. You
Yes.
got it.
I'm sorry.
I am an American. Period. I care about what's going on in America. My homeland is America. Period. So, like I said,
No.
what I
No.
what I
Hold on.
You're
Don't lie
interrupting
now.
Afro.
Don't lie.
Afro,
No.
don't
you're
interrupt
Don't do
Afro.
interrupting.
that. But keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you.
what
Hold
do
on. I'm
you?
gonna put a timer on you so that way you can go uninterrupted. So that way nobody's saying nothing or anything like that. You got 3 minutes. Go ahead. Got it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
All I'm saying, what I see as reparation right now is to figure out the lineage. Of course, people got to do the genealogy to see people that actually came from chattel slavery. Like, of course, people that like my people. I'm not eligible for reparations at all because my lineage doesn't start in America, so I'm not entitled to no type of reparations. But how I see it will be people that actually have ties to slavery, either a free education, and probably like 10 to 15 years of being tax exempt. I don't know about getting people a lump sum of money because we see, people go crazy when they just get a lump sum of money. But I want to see it be more resourceful in a sense of like, if you have any ties to chattel slavery, you have the right, just like the Indians, to a free, full ride education to better yourself, and that way you can set up your family's lineage from there. Because if I had chattel slavery and that was an option for me to go to school and I could take it all the way to my doctor's degree and actually become a doctor or study medicine, and then I'm creating my family foundation off of my education, I think that benefits the community more than just here's a lump sum of money, see what you're gonna do with it. Like, we want something that's gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be something that you just get a quick check for and then that's it. Like, if people disagree with that, I get it. You can disagree, but I'm looking at it from a standing of longevity instead of just whatever the case is. When it comes to Nigerians and all of them, yeah, and Jamaicans, they're very patriotic to their country, to their homeland. That's wonderful for them. You know what I'm saying? If they feel that they are entitled to some of that reparations conversation, they're in the wrong. That has nothing to do with them. So that's like when I hear this word about Afrophobic, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. When people are not educated enough and they think that Juneteenth has something to do with the Africas, it's like that's not the case. It has nothing to do with Africa. Juneteenth has nothing to do with Africa, but people are trying to blend it too as if it does. They act like it's a second Kwanzaa or something. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to my lineage or my roots, I am an American. So I'm going to be patriotic. If it sounds insensitive that, hey, no, I don't care what's going on in Haiti, because my time in Haiti, I only went there for elementary school. But when it comes to my passport, my birth certificate, I was born in New York. I'm an American. I'm going to put America first before Haiti. And my mom can put Haiti before America because she's actually from there. And I'm not going to be mad at that because she's just being a patriot. She's just being, it is what it is. So, but back to the reparation conversation, I don't see it as in like a monetary situation. I think it needs to be more of a resourceful incentive that will better the generation that comes after those people that get those blessings from the government.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Let them talk, right? Let them talk. Ooh, it was a lot said there, wasn't it? Y'all tapped the screen. Boy, that was a lot said. If destiny swapping is not a real thing, I don't know. I mean, if that's not destiny swapping, I don't know what is. Both your parents not from America, and you say, I don't care, I'm American. If that's not destiny swapping, and this is what we saying, y'all. Now, let me, before I go, because I know other people got to go. Before I go, what do you think CARICOM would say if we all, let's say me, BX, EJ, other people in the chat room, all that, what if we went to CARICOM and started telling them, y'all shouldn't want tangibles from England and France and stuff like that. Y'all should be asking for college vouchers. That's probably better for y'all. And maybe tax-free, well, not with a limit, only 15 years of tax-free status. Y'all should be asking for that. I feel like that's what's best for you guys. as an immigrant telling y'all what's best for y'all and y'all reparations, what do you think the CARICOM representatives would say to me?
Afro, can I say
Bro,
something
Hold on. What do you
quick?
think? What do you think they would say?
let the lady talk. You say what is
No,
this
no, no. I'm
CARICOM?
talking to you. I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
What do you think they would
So
say?
what is CARICOM?
You don't know what CARICOM is?
You don't know what
Yes,
CARICOM
yeah.
is?
Yes, you do. Yes, you
No,
do.
tell me.
No,
What
yes,
is
you
it? I'm
do.
asking a
No,
question.
no,
No, I don't.
sir, sir,
What is
all that
CARICOM?
playing dumb, because when I mentioned CARICOM before, you said you didn't care. Now I'm mentioning CARICOM again. Now you're saying you don't know what it
Because
is. So stop. Don't do
no,
that.
no, no, no,
Don't
no, no,
insult
no,
my
no. Let
intelligence.
me.
Stop.
I'm not insulting your
Stop.
intelligence.
Stop. Okay.
I use the
You know
CARICOM
exactly what
context.
CARICOM is. Don't
I
play that
here
game.
here's how I looked at it.
Can I
When you
say
said
something to him
CARICOM,
real quick?
Not right now.
no. I'm talking to the host, lady. Please wait. When you said CARICOM, I use our context clues. Okay, that must be either somebody or whatever the case is. So I use the context clues as if, yeah, whatever that is, I
And
don't
they
care
don't
about it
know
because
what
I don't know what that is.
CARICOM is. Okay.
No, I don't. I asked you a simple. So tell me, bro. Educate me on CARICOM. You don't have to be pompous.
That's
Just tell
your
me what's
first
CARICOM.
off, that's your history and that's your homeland. How do
So
I know more
what
about
is what?
CARICOM than you?
That's
Oh,
perfectly fine
for the
because I'm an
sake, oh,
American.
okay. So if you don't know about CARICOM, what makes you have any right to say you know about anything involving reparations?
All I said was a suggestion. This is here to be
No,
a
no,
nice
no, no, no.
debate.
You
You
said
know what I'm
what we
saying?
should and shouldn't be doing. That's what you're saying. What
All
gives
I
you
said
any
is
type of authority if you don't even know the reparations movement? If you think not mentioning CARICOM by playing that you don't know what CARICOM is, because then when I explain it, then you'll sit up there and I've done this before, this cat and
you
mouse game. I've done it
you still
before,
haven't
not with
explained it
you,
to me.
but I've done it before because once I explain it, then it'll be, well, I got to research that and I got to double check that. So I'm not about to do your homework for you, sir. You should
Oh,
know
then
what CARICOM. You should
okay. So
know,
boom.
sir. You should know what CARICOM was before you came into a conversation about reparations. If you're coming to a conversation about reparations and you're too ignorant to know even about your own people's reparations movement, then it would be foolish and ignorant for any of us to listen to anything you have to say about reparations, don't you think?
No, I just came here for a friendly debate, bro,
If what
and that's
state do you
that.
live in? What state do you live in? What state do you live in?
You gotta stop. You gotta stop
What
muting me so
state?
we can
What state
respond.
do you live in, sir?
Virginia,
Virginia.
Virginia.
If you don't know anything about the Virginia governor, the Virginia politics, the mayors and all of that stuff, you don't know nothing about the laws of Virginia, and you go around to Georgia and then start telling them what they need to be doing and how to fix their problems, and you don't know nothing about your problems, your policies, or anything like that, why should they listen to you?
See, but that's where you're wrong. I do know about Virginia law. I do know
No,
Virginia
no, no,
politics.
no,
I
no,
do
no.
know
I'm
Virginia
asking a
mayor.
question. I need you to
Yeah,
follow me. I need you to follow me. I need you to
you're
follow
not
me. I
saying
need you to stay
anything
with me now.
right.
Stay
You're
with
trying
me
to
now. Hold
rage.
on. Let me hold your hand. Stay
You're
with
really
me
cute
now.
at this. You're really
Don't
cute at
lose
this.
me.
You're
No,
really cute at
stay
this.
with me.
You're really
Stay
cute.
with me,
You're really
sir.
cute.
Stay
I
with me.
see.
Man, darn.
Listen.
I
If
see.
you don't know, they shouldn't listen to you. Correct?
I do know. That's where you're
But
getting
if
wrong
you
at. I
did,
do
let's
know
say you didn't.
Virginia. Con-
Hold on, stay with me.
nah, you
Let's say
can't.
you
I
didn't.
can't do no
Let's
hypotheticals with you, my
no,
boy.
no,
I
you
can't do no
yes you
ifs.
can.
I cannot.
Nah,
I
see,
cannot.
because you already know where I'm going.
It's not about I know where you're going.
No, 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 no. Okay, let's say not you. Let's say not you. Let's say not you.
Yeah,
Let's say
you
not
can't
you,
do that
because
with me.
you being you acting. Well, I don't even think you're acting, but you're
I'm
being
not acting
slow.
slow. I'm
Okay,
not slow at all. I'm
no,
not being
you're
slow.
acting
Don't do
slow.
that.
Okay, you're acting
Don't do
slow.
that.
So stop doing that. Okay.
You're clearly upset about
So
something.
no, I'm trying
I
to
think
get you
you
to
need to
follow
fix
along.
that.
I'm not upset. I'm not no dumb jackass who claims he doesn't know about his own people's reparations movement. That's
I
you.
think I see. See,
That's
there you
you.
go. That's see.
No, yeah,
Instead of
there
having
I
an
go and
intellectual
there you go. How about that?
Dominican.
That's you. Look, let me
Can't
tell you
you know
something.
what, Afro?
This is why the women don't respect their men in these foreign places. This is why they be jumping on the closest white man they can find. No wonder you have all these women. The second a white man come around, they trying to get pregnant by him, not y'all. Cause this is the type of men that y'all got going around in y'all country. He don't give a damn about where he from. He don't give a damn about his homeland. He don't give a damn about nothing going on over there. I don't think for a second he don't know what CARICOM is, because he already elaborated that he did. He just didn't want to talk about it. Now he don't know what it is at all, period. He can't figure it out at all, period. Okay? I ain't even mad at they women for not choosing them like that, for real. I'm not mad at they women for not choosing that, for real. Honestly, I'm kind of understanding a little bit. Yeah, I still don't like all the swirling, but you know, from their point of view, they ain't really got no better option. Yeah, I ain't that mad at it no more now I think about it. Boy.
And then because if you got representation like that clown who just got up here swinging his Bucci cat all over the place and having goy powder dandruff flakes fall out his forehead, then I don't blame them for going to other people's cultures and conceiving children with them. Because this don't make no sense. He has two tethered backgrounds. He comes from two failed homelands. And let's not forget this. You probably don't know this, Mrs. Dominican Republican. Your Haitian side enslaved your Dominican side. So how this going to work at the family barbecue? I wonder how that situation will be with the Dominican side and the Haitian side, since you come from two tethered backgrounds, because that's a real distinct history that your parents got to teach you about that. So you did not understand what CARICOM is. They don't make no darn sense.
And he did. But the fact that he's trying to sit up there and tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing, okay, what can and cannot apply to us. And then I said, okay, if we did that to CARICOM, I don't know what CARICOM is. So if you don't know what CARICOM is, you don't know nearly as much about reparations to be giving advice. Okay, then he started playing, he started getting a little catty with me, and I'm like, nah, I'm not, no. I tried to, maybe he was a little remedial. We do have those sometimes. So I tried to give him that, you know, but I couldn't take it there. You know, I'm not that.
His parents failed him because they like getting real aggressive
Not
with
a
the
special
women.
ed teacher. Come on now, like, come on.
He's being reasonable with him though. They like to be aggressive with the women though.
Now we gotta get with the hands though. But hold on.
I was upset when it reached 2 minutes and he was still talking. I want to tell you, please don't do that again. 3 minutes was too long. And he has two. So he is a bi-ethnic, a Caribbean bi-ethnic, two sides that continuously fight against each other. He's in inner turmoil over there of his own.
He is.
He
Which one
has
don't
no
identify?
right.
Where
I don't care if he was born here. He still don't have any right to talk on our reparations. And this is the problem that we're having now. People who are not of the lineage on these commissions and stuff, people who are not of the lineage showing up thinking they're entitled to either tell us we can't have how they think it should look or that they deserve to.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
it's
I want you to see though.
Aggravating now. I know, Afro. I know.
Hold on. Remember when the threat of TPS was up, and then you had that one Haitian doctor who was all like, this is our land. This is the home of immigrants. He is a prime example of that type of upbringing. Okay? He is a prime example of that, because when they're born here, I'm telling you, they standing 10 toes down about never going home. They standing 10 toes down about, you can't move me. I was born in New York. I made it. My parents might go home. My family might go home, but I ain't going with them. This is a prime example of why we need to cut the spigot off. Because of stuff like that. Not only is he going to stand 10 toes about being from America, which he's not really, but then he's going to give his unsolicited opinion about what we need to be doing. This is exactly why we ain't on that no more.
New York is
running
not
up in
an
here.
ethnic group, y'all. Y'all have to the immigrants and to the territories. New York is not an ethnic group, especially if your ancestors ain't built New York. Like, y'all gotta stop. I'm from New York. Like, that doesn't give you no social standing. Y'all are the reason why they can't stand New York. Part of the reason. Y'all are going around here like it's a badge of honor for y'all, and it's actually not. Y'all need to really be proud of your homeland and go back and fix it, especially if you're military age. Military age men shouldn't be on no panel arguing about anything when there's women and girls over there in Haiti that need more help than a little bit. Get your asses in gear and go over there. New York is not an ethnic group, okay? That's all I want to say, Afro, because I could keep going. It's
Yeah.
not unethical.
All right. Thank you. All right.
You're
Let's get to
welcome.
Mary.
What's up, FBA family?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Man, look, I'm 71, bro. And I've just, because I'm a workaholic, gotten into this TikTok, YouTube thing and trying to see where FBAs were with reparations. So I'm just getting back into the fold. But real quickly, I've watched several videos of some of the same Caribbeans on different panels talking about why they should get reparations. And then you see the same Caribbean on a different news station saying, when the question is asked about FBA's delineating and whether or not we should get reparations, and they emphatically say no. Look, I'm so fed up with these people, and I'm so glad that we have woken up and this has just been building over the past 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm so happy that we are where we are because look, with the caucuses and all the stuff that is being revealed about how they are moving, they need to understand that we're coming for them in a way that's going to be just as savvy and just as critical to take back over what's ours. And we're not asking. We're not asking. We pushing their ass down. And I land my plane.
All right. Okay, cool. Let's continue. Let's get to I always say the wrong chair line.
Cheryl.
You
Cheryl.
know what I was about to call you Cherry, but I know it's
I know.
not Cherry.
How
I
you
know
doing
it's not. I'm like,
tonight?
oh damn it. I'm so used to it. Okay, you got it, sis. You got it.
I forgot what I was going to speak on until this young man came up and was talking about what he think we should get. And it still amazes me, the gall of these people, how they are going to speak up for us.
And hold up, before you go, you
And
just reminded me of one thing. These be the same people who will get into politics and then sabotage our reparations from that position, from a political position. It's not no just dangerous thing. Well, you just disagree. No, these people will run for office. They will get into elected positions in Congress and all of that stuff. And then they'll be all like, cash reparations. Nope. Maybe a school voucher. That's the best I can do. But I promise you ain't nothing going to be lineage based. Let him get into office and do anything. Ain't nothing gonna be lineage based. Not for us though. Okay. He claims he don't care about Haiti. He don't care about the Dominican. Let him get in politics. He gonna be doing all that type of stuff for Haiti. He gonna be looking out for Haitians. He gonna be looking out for Dominicans. He gonna be doing all of that stuff for them. Okay. He gonna be all about his homeland if he get into some type of position. That's the problem. But you got it. You got it. I just didn't want to lose that.
And they want to sit there and give us advice. So I look at Haiti and the Dominican Republic. They should be giving nobody advice. I look at Africa. They should be giving nobody advice. I look at the Caribbean. They should be giving nobody advice. But they want to sit here and give us, the richest melanated community in the world, advice. That just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. And you dropped him or he dropped down, but I just wanted to ask him, who are you? That your parents had to flee. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to go to school up over here, live up over here. And you want to sit here and give people advice that's been here, that built this country? How dare you? That's all I had to say, Afro. I forgot what I originally wanted to talk about. Oh, that term, Afro, whatever. I was hearing it earlier, right? But what they were doing it, they were using it towards the South Africans, and they were using it on the Ghanaians that were kicking out the Nigerians. They said they were Afrophobic over there, so now they try to bring it over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were using xenophobic and Afrophobic over there. But it's so funny how Jamaica and all them, they practice the same thing that we doing, is getting people out their country. But they just think this country's a free fall. I don't know why they think this is a wasteland. It's not. It's not. But
Yeah,
that's all I had to say.
entitlement is insane. It is insane, delusional levels of entitlement. Honestly, it really is. Let's continue. Let's get to more hands though. Let's get
Before I want everybody who saw his comments after he was dropped when he said FBA will never get reparations. I want y'all to understand that's a prime example of what I'm telling y'all Cardi B is going to do. Like, she's going to offend us after this whole, don't erase African American history. Once an anti-Black Latino will always be an anti-Black Latino. Don't be fooled, my people. That's all I wanted to tell y'all. Go ahead. I'll go on mute.
All right. Let's get to drums over guns. Drums. Drums over guns. You can go ahead. Okay, let's get to Lottie.
Yes, sir. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, you can go after Lottie. Lottie, you got it.
All right. You know what's the crazy thing about it? These people want to sit here and stomp out what we're trying to do. This man said, I'm an American. Now, what if all the writers in their country at CARICOM was to get reparations? I guarantee his energy wouldn't be the same anymore.
Man,
if they was throwing out checks over there where they're from, I guarantee the energy wouldn't be the same. I'm tired of being the non-reciprocal big brother to these people. I just looked up a whopping stat. The great nation of Nigeria is 99.8% Black, and they have not one Black university. We are roughly 15 to 20% of the Americas and have went through the same destructive principles, and we have at least over 120 HBCUs, and that number's been cut in half because a lot of those were also destroyed. So they closed a lot of them. Why would you put the tethering against the people who is showing you the way to put money in your pocket in your homeland? It makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. And I don't know, man. Here's the thing. The people who affected us and even put us under these rules, the ancestors in nature has been crushing their birth rates. So we don't even have to lift a finger, bust a pop pop or nothing. Nature is eliminating the same people who won't repair what they did to us. So even if they don't pay, they might not be here anymore. And it didn't even have anything to do with us in a violent manner. Nature sees it. So reciprocity and justice will be rewarded through nature and through us staying on code. If they need to get out the way and get on board, open the door for us. Y'all open the door for us and give us the respect that we needed. Maybe y'all could get some money in y'all pocket from y'all homeland. Watch the Kings work, man. It's easy. But we do see why they're conquered people. They conquered melanated people. Imagine if we had a 99.8% state anywhere in the U.S. Come on, man. That crabs in a bucket mentality of Americans, that's been gone, bro. That's been gone because we found out a lot of the people who were stopping the progress were tethers. It's already been exposed, man. I'm gonna land there. I appreciate you letting me speak, bro.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Peace and
Anybody who
blessings, Afro
disagrees
Elite.
want to come up before we wrap things up?
Peace and blessings, Afro Elite. I unmuted my microphone. Sorry about that. I apologize. Peace and blessings to the foundational Black American family. This is Drums Over Guns. Okay, peace and blessings. I would like to say this. I have a little bit of age on me, but I remember when I was studying back in the 60s, there were books that, we had afros. Afros is a hairstyle. So Afrophobia, I mean, even though I don't wear afro anymore, I don't have a fear of an afro. It's just a hairstyle as far as I'm concerned. In addition, the young brother who was speaking, who, first of all, I am mostly foundational Black American. On my matriarchal side, my great grandfather was 11 years old when slavery ended in South Carolina, Aiken County, South Carolina. He had 10 children. My grandmother was the youngest of his 10 children. He had 5 sons and 5 girls. Anyhow, the young brother who said that he was of Dominican descent and something else, maybe Haitian, he said that he was from Virginia. Okay, I reside in New York. I've lived in New York most of my life. Virginia, I have to pay recognition and homage to Gabriel Prosser. A lot of people don't talk about Gabriel Prosser of Virginia. I would suggest strongly, if you don't know about Gabriel Prosser, he was a military strategist and genius. They said he was on the level of so-called Napoleon. This is a man who never left the plantation, but he was able to organize, he was able to scrutinize and pick the right type of people, where he had over 10,000 brothers and sisters who were going to simultaneously take 3 parts of the town and overthrow the town. And the only thing that stopped them was that it was sometime in August, I think August 16th. There was such a storm that they could not even see their own hands in front of their faces. And some of them were so airborne ranger down, that 300 of them still made it to the spot. And he canceled it. What they should have did, I'm former military, so I know that
For the
that's
sake
a good
of time,
attempt.
no. For the sake of time.
Oh, yes.
So we can get to everybody, wrap things up.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me just wrap it up. Okay, I would like to thank you, Afro Elite, for persevering over interference. And I see that your channel is very strong, and it's definitely a lot of participation. I'm glad to see the family representing with defense and offense in a very articulated, masterful way. For the young ladies, young queens, young warriors, men and female, keep up the good work. Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Amison Wilson, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson are smiling. They're feeling very good, knowing that this type of energy is definitely manifesting in a very cutting edge way. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that sincerely. Thank you.
Peace and blessings.
Thank you. Peace to you, brother. Let's get you.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Sharuki. Oh, Sharuki's not with us, and that's okay. Let me ask y'all a question. We've seen a lot of pushback from different immigrant guests coming up here. Do y'all think, we're going to do a hypothetical, if foundational Black Americans were all up in the Caribbean, all up in CARICOM and all that, and we were the thing that prevented CARICOM from achieving reparations? It's not a theory, it's not something debatable. If the official said, well, the reason why we can't get reparations for the West Indians is because of all of these Black Americans in our field, what do you think they would do? How do you think they would respond?
In New York, we would be fighting.
They wouldn't tolerate that at all. They wouldn't tolerate that at all. They'd be all like, you got 24 hours to get up out this country. If you ain't out this country, I'm taking you out. That's how they would respond. If they had an opportunity to get reparations and we doing it, whether we was doing it on purpose or not, if we were in any shape, form, or fashion in the way, creating any type of obstacle to that, they would immediately remove us. Unapologetically remove us.
True.
We're stating, hey, y'all know, y'all being up here and everybody, y'all want to be black and everybody, quote unquote, going under this vague, ambiguous racial identity instead of being specific about lineage, y'all know that's messing us up. They're not arguing that it's not. They're saying it shouldn't matter. I want you to understand with all of the immigrants that's come up here, okay, Caribbeans, Africans, all of them who've come up here, they're not even arguing that that's not what's going on. They're arguing it shouldn't matter to us. Now you go over there, they don't let their neighboring country do something to mess them up. They don't let nobody else do nothing to mess them up. They damn sure not gonna let millions of immigrants go over there and do something that's messing up their reparations. They be damned. But we supposed to come over here and suffer in silence for their convenience. And here's the thing. It's only going to work if we allow it to work. You understand that? It's only going to work if we allow it to work. That's why they have an issue. Because we're the ones who are consistently sounding the alarm, letting it be known, hey, we're not tolerating that no more. We're not tolerating that no more. If they the problem, they got to go, all right, bye, goodbye. It's only going to work if we allow it. And what they're mad about is that we're not allowing that anymore. Okay? Well, you know, we can't give reparations because, you know, we got to be Pan-African. We tried the Pan-African thing. Oh, well. Okay? We willing to move the problem out. And that's why they're mad. All right? Now, as Lottie said, if they had CARICOM popping, which is really not, CARICOM been trying to do their thing, and they really ain't got no, and I wish them the best, I honestly do. But they really ain't got no motion like that for real, let's be honest, which is why they teaming up with the African Union right now. They ain't really got no motion like that for real, and they need all the help they can get. If CARICOM was popping like that, if they really were, none of them would, first off, all of them would be delineating. Now, the dude who's all like, I'm an American, I don't identify with Haitian or Dominican. Sure. When Haitian Flag Day come up, you gonna tell your Haitian family you American, you not Haitian? I don't think so. When Dominican holidays come up, you gonna tell your family, I'm not going to that Dominican festival because I'm American. I'm not Dominican. Yeah, right. Sure. Watch everybody, they have a whole bunch of ethnic pride when it's their holidays, when it's their time to shine, when it's something about them, when a celebrity shouts out their country and all of that stuff, they be waving the flag and all of that. When they get in the war, when they get accolades, when they get a degree, when they start a business, when they become a doctor, judge, lawyer, anything, if they got their flag boldly, proudly buttoned to their chest. And then when we say, okay, well, you got to rep that the whole time, they be like, oh, well, I was born in New York, so I ain't really hate it like that for real. Then when we say you got to rep your country, you got to rep your ethnicity, whether it's convenient or not, then all of a sudden, I was born in America, I'm an American. That's how they be doing. No, if you can't pick your flag up and put it down at your convenience, at your leisure, no. You got to rep your flag all the way through. No, we're not doing that. My people no, they're not. And don't be ashamed of that. No.
Afro, I'm sorry to cut you off, but no, I wouldn't bring anybody up who's in the box right now. So is this last round?
I've been trying to say we wrapping things up for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because yeah.
It's been a good conference. Yeah, I just said we was wrapping things up a little bit. So, yeah, that's what we own. And this is the thing. They said this, and I'm so glad this live turned out the way it did, honestly, because they kept saying Afrophobic, right? Yet they're not upset, like I keep saying, they're not upset that according to the Constitution, policies are not, we're not getting reparations. If we keep trying to do black reparations instead of lineage reparations, we're not getting reparations. And they all know that. And they would
Preach, brother.
rather us not get reparations, period, okay, than us delineate at all. Because they
That's
know
how
what
evil
that
they are.
means. So, hold on. They know what that means. So, this is why we can't take what they say serious. They will go in other rooms. They will sit up there and talk about how hateful, how angry, how, anti-African, Afrophobic we are and all of that stuff. But yet when they're up here, they can't say not only that we're doing anything that they wouldn't do, because we're not, or anything we're even doing wrong. We not doing nothing nobody else is, first off, not doing times 10. And we're doing it for a reason. We doing it for a reason. They do it just cause, and they've always been on that. They will not team up, even if teaming up is their best option. Even if teaming up is their best option, they still ain't gonna do that. And they ain't never been on that. All right? All we making the best decision for ourselves. So you can listen to whoever you want to you can listen to them, but I'm telling you right now, that's what they own. And with that type of mentality, no wonder they don't have nothing going. With the way they think and the way they operate, no wonder they're fleeing to America. We got to call a spade a spade. No wonder with the way they think, with the way the men in their community think, no wonder Asians is up there running everything. I'm not surprised. I'm not. I'd be surprised if Asians weren't running everything. No wonder that. They buying up all. No wonder y'all can't go to y'all beaches. I'm not praising that. I'm not clapping and parading about that, but I'm not surprised at all. No wonder y'all can't go to y'all own beaches. No wonder Asians 4'2" up there with nunchucks whipping y'all. No, I'm not surprised. I'm not. The way y'all act. And then y'all got black eyes from Asians buying your homeland and telling you can't go to their store, and then you want to come over here and tell me what to do. That's my thing. You want to go? You got your ass whipped by an Asian in your homeland. You flee over here and tell me what to do. Don't make me laugh. What?
And Bruce Lee roundhouse kicks all over the place, man. That's why their hairline's so messed up. They got them Asians over there giving them that Wu-Tang Clan special, but have the nerve to come on these panels talking about black Americans don't deserve reparations. And a lot of you punks in the comment sections, I'm glad that y'all never want to align with black Americans, because that truly shows y'all the cowardness and the disingenuous mindset that a lot of y'all have from these third world countries. Because we already know y'all been so discombobulated, not only throughout the hands of time, not only throughout the first time you took your first breath on this earth. These people within the Caribbean, let alone Africa or even in South America, they don't even want to unify with each other because they practice Afrophobia when it comes to being racially they racially discriminate against the melanated individuals towards their distinct countries. So how you gonna talk about unity and trying to align with black Americans when you can't even align with the melanated people in your homeland? It shouldn't even be like that down there in some of these third world countries. But y'all are truly are the kings and queens for y'all are truly are the kings and queens of delineation. I blame your so-called African and brothers and sisters for teaching y'all that too, let alone some of these YT people teaching y'all that. Because y'all been very struck out and very delusional when it comes to unify with anybody, especially a dude from the DR, let alone Haiti, talk about trying to unite with anybody. And that notoriously is just disingenuous when a Nigerian can come up here and talk about, unity and trying to make us something that we truly isn't, which is a African. When these people don't even want to be African, they'll be anything that they want to be. If they go to the UK, they'll try to be British. If they go to freaking Australia, they want to be a Nigerian Australian. Anywhere they go in this world, they want to be the opposite of what their country or where their lineage come from. These people are very cowardly and they're very disingenuous. But that's all I want to say, man. We're gonna keep putting belt to ass to these folks. And I'll land my plane when I feel like it, El Goya. I don't need no Goya powder, Baroni chicken telling me what to do. But I'm gonna be quiet right now because I'm still under the weather. I don't want to have to pull out my fly swatter in my unstable condition though. But thank you for letting me speak,
You
brother.
get better, EJ. You get better. Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up, man. This has been a good live, I think. Y'all make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube. Y'all go to For the Culture. Y'all listen to the playback because this will be on YouTube. All right. So go to For the Culture on YouTube. And if you guys are listening from For the Culture on YouTube, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Can
Please
I
make
do
sure y'all
something
hit
real
that
quick,
subscribe button,
Afro?
all of that. Thank you. I'll give you about 20 seconds to go
Okay.
ahead.
I was just hearing Roland Martin and Joy Reid talking about telling Democrats not to vote, to sit on the couch. What do you think that's all about?
I think that's them being angry. I mean, we're gonna talk about that on my other YouTube channel
Oh, okay.
soon.
Okay.
So yeah, that's them being angry that they've been kicked out, really. That's all that is.
I want to tell EJ to get better too, feel better.
Yeah, get better,
So,
EJ. We need you.
did you say go to For the Culture? You said all that good stuff, Afro?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to talk. If you want to go live tomorrow, that's fine. Thursday, I'm starting a new venture. And it's in the evening. So we got to talk about the hours I'll be available tomorrow.
All right. That's cool. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. And I
All
just
right.
want to tell everybody I love y'all for real. And I got to say this. I need y'all to understand that when a person may not be full foundational Black American when they're on code. Because I caught the comment and I saw the comment. And Drums over GUNS is on code. He was at the Negro burial ground with us.
Peace and
That's all.
blessings, sister.
Peace and blessings.
Salute to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I
All
want
right
to say.
then.
Peace, love, light, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans. Period.
All right. Y'all
Yeah.
have a good night. Y'all follow so that way y'all don't miss out anytime we do go live. So y'all do that real quick. Y'all make sure you go to For the Culture. If you're on For the Culture, thank you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, comment, all that. All that.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Stay strong.
You too. Be